Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. It's a 57 Chevy video. I know it's been a little while. I've been sick. Harlan's been sick. Life is what it is. But today, we're going to play on this a little bit. You can see he's got the floor in, and it looks good. You know, remember we helped with that, but he's got it pretty welded in and all the spots he can do. He can't really do the rockers yet. He really wants to get it on the frame first. Also, he's got a couple welds in there that are going to be easier to do when all this stuff isn't in the way. You can see he's got the wheel arches done up real nice. And then remember, we pulled quite a bit out of these, so boy, putting it back on the frame is going to be snug. You know, you can see he's kind of fixed all that work we did there. The floor's coming along. I'm guessing he's waiting until we're on the frame to go ahead and start popping some of this out of his way. You know, I'm sure having that structure out of the way would help too. And he's got that all folded correctly now. Yeah, there's been a bit of work. You know, it's taking some time. What do you do? And then, I know you guys didn't see it, but last week we moved this over here and put the Torrington bearings. We finally found them. I don't know if anybody even remembers from when we were building this all up. We couldn't find those little bearings for right here, which are a type of Torrington bearing. But we found them, so we pulled all that apart and got those on last week. You'll note none of this is finalized until we have the weight of the body on it. We figured there was really no point in worrying about it. So yeah, I'm sure you noticed the steering column looks pretty invisible, but this should help us for rolling this in and out. Oh, and it is Minnesota, so of course it's chilling right off again. It was 85 degrees the other day, and now it's definitely not. And while not perfect, in fact, I may even pull that one in just a tiny bit, we've definitely improved the alignment since the last time we played on it. Yeah, when we moved it over here, it was quite difficult to do. So, luckily, none of this stuff is that tight. There's no point in making the alignment guy's job any more difficult than you have to. But we can get her pretty eyeballed. So, get that on there, and now, you know, that just makes it a little easier than the locking pliers. So, we're going to have to slide her out. Slide that in. Remember how we picked it up. You know, luckily, I don't know if you knew this, we've been shooting some videos. So we will review the video. Remember how we picked the body up. I think we ran like a big bar or something somewhere. I don't know. We'll get it. And then, in fact, I think Harlan was just starting to look through them. Just like on the 55, it's another one of these kits from Jan Chuck. And we will get them all pre-sorted before we even monkey with any of this. We'll make sure we have all the mounts and that we're happy with the locations. We have all the bolts. We'll get everybody set kind of in the ballpark of where they need to be, so that when it's time to marry all this, it's not as difficult. Really, the only massive upside we have is instead of a factory-style steering gear, which you can see the steering shaft is permanently attached to, since we're going to have a divorced shaft, that sure makes dropping the body easier. We don't have to roll the chassis, because normally there's a hole in the firewall and you got to kind of do that sort of thing. So we don't even have to monkey with that. So that helps. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so we've sorted out our mounts. We've got them temporarily clipped on. We're going through the bolts. We're not super impressed because, wait till you see this. Hey, when you go to tighten that, that's not going to work. So we're probably replacing those. Thanks, Dan Chuck. You know, there's a reason you went out of business. So anyway, we will keep moving. I'm going to go ahead and pull this video up and try to remember how we even picked this off, because I don't want to make my life harder, but we need to pick it up in such a manner that we can set it back down on the frame without the arms on the lift getting in our way. Oh yeah, we should probably put this back on the floor too. Okay, got that out. And we got it lined up. Let's get this rolled in here. And get this thing ready to come off. Shouldn't be that hard. If I recall. Yeah, it's a few bolts. Shouldn't be the end of the world. Okay, we're getting pretty close here. So with the new floor, it's going to kind of grab those ribs. We're going to pick up by those same pockets again. And as soon as we take the weight off of here, we'll pull this bolt so that the front can slide up and down, and then we'll get the rear also loaded with the weight. And then once we can pull that, well, then it's the obvious, just pull the mounts off, pull this thing apart, and recover that pad that fell. Neither of us felt like crawling under this thing until it was all secure. Okay, we're off the arms on the front. It's pretty sturdy. And it's just starting to hit in the back here. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing and loosen these bolts as well. They're a lot less fun to do because the other end is down in this hole. Way back there. But it is what it is. Oh, my turn. Okay, so we've gotten these guys off. So now I'm going to grab the wrench and go loosen the bolt. And we will slide these guys apart real quick and get them out of our way. Okay, we got it split, and I was trying to remember where we put the little wheels he made for them so we can get them out of the way. But you can see that's holding everything up real nice. Not going to walk under it right now, though. We'll just wait. I'm really hoping all these holes line up. Alright, so we put the tripod wheels on, those are out of the way, time to roll the frame back in, except I think I'm just going to push. Alright, you want to steer a little bit to the captain's side? More captain. Okay, let me just stop there for a second. Let me kind of get a feel here. Yeah, we got to move this way a little bit. We'll be back. Okay, we're slowly getting her down. So I'm trying to line this point and this point, plus those up front. But a little bit more, Harlan. Okay, right there. And now I'm going to see how close we're getting. It's got to be getting there. Yeah, I was looking at that. Not so much when we get her back where she actually goes, but we gotta get past the steering gear. Yeah, but we're getting a lot closer. I think the front still needs to slide over just a little. Hey, we got go jacks if we need them. We're getting close. I've got a couple extensions up front acting basically as lady slippers or guide pins. I think we're going to fight back here. I don't know if you guys remember, but we got greedy. And I know we're going to be really tight on the frame here. I think it'll go. I'm going to bring her down a little, Harlan. Okay. Still looking good up here. Okay, a little more. Holy monkeys. Okay, I gotta slide the frame a little bit. Give me a second. Okay, let's see what we got now. Bring her down just a little more. Okay, and now I'm gonna wiggle the frame a little and see if I can get it to line up on wiggle the body and try to get it to line up on the frame a little better. we are super close here. And everything easy is difficult. So we're still fighting the fight. We can't get anything but these two to line up. Also remember, we got greedy. And we're having some snuggy fit issues over here. So we figured we better just pick her up where we can see what's going on and go from there. Okay, we obviously don't have her all the way down. We want to take a look. We have wiggled and jiggled and bounced everything, so we know the car isn't going anywhere. But trying to lay under all of this and do this was impossible. A little higher, Harlan. So, now I should be able to get in there with a slipper and a flashlight. Okay, well, as you can see, we got a little bit of clearance issues. The frame that was under this car is a little different than this one. And we're wondering, because I know there's two different versions of this frame, and I don't know that these two were the same, but apparently the width right here is not the same. So we got a little work to do. Okay, we're starting to get there. We have found that we had to reshape that just a little bit, and I've been curling this, but I think I'm going to have to do some work right here. And like anytime you're modifying stuff, it's always a little fight. Just a little and a little. But we've got to be getting close now. So we're picking her up, seeing what's left. Okay, some time has definitely passed. We are super close now. I was actually able to get some of the mount bolts to pop in, but we're hard against the frame right where that piece of tape is. So I'm going to pick the frame back up again and massage that just a little more. If we can slide the body to the drinker side another, well, I'd love to get a 1/4 inch, but that's greedy. If we can get an 1/8, I think we'd be in there. On the upside, we're getting pretty quick at this changeover. All right, I think we're about where we're getting. So I'll pick her back up so we can do some weld up. Remember, and we've said it a bunch of times, we got real greedy with these wheel tubs. And we got that much too greedy. Just that much. So I'll pick this up. He can grind it, weld it, and paint it. Nope, he's just going to put super glue on it. Little super glue. But we'll get that picked up, get the frame out of the way so he can do that. And then when he's ready, we'll pop her back down, bolt it down like we actually meant it so that he can get the quarters done. Because there's no, yeah, doors on, quarters on, all this jungle gym out of here. But, yeah, there's no point in trying to line up anything until the frame's actually holding the car. So, it's always 50 things here, 50 things there. And with that, she's down, ready for when Harlan's got a minute. He'll come out, weld those up. Shouldn't be too hard. And, well, it'll be real easy for me. I won't even be doing it. But, yeah, it's the only bummer when you're working on all these things with old stuff, you know. Everything, you just got to make it all work. There's nothing you can do. And these cars are just too bloody old for any one of them to be the reference. So I can't even blame all the aftermarket stuff, you know. Even the good stuff on cars this old, you know. It is what it is. You don't just throw them together. There's always a welder. So anyway, we're going to take some notes and do some cleanup. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. What do we say?
Thanks for watching.
ShopRex approves of this video.